What made you think you've got to be kidding me when someone sat next to you on an airplane? I was flying from Dallas to Seattle with my wife Melissa and our 8-year-old son Liam. When we got our boarding passes at the counter, they'd split us up across different rows. No big deal. Happens all the time with airlines these days. I walked around the gate area looking for someone traveling alone who might swap with me. Found this businessman who was happy to trade his middle seat for my aisle so I could sit next to my family. We boarded the plane and got settled. Melissa took the window seat, Liam was in the middle with his tablet and headphones, and I had the aisle. Flight was running on time. Everyone was stowing their bags. Typical Tuesday morning travel stuff. That's when this guy in his late 30s showed up in the aisle next to our row, well-dressed in a button-down shirt and khakis, clean cut, carrying a small duffel bag. He just stood there staring at me with this weird expression on his face. "You're in my seat," he said. I double-checked my boarding pass. "No, I switched with someone. This is 21C now." He shook his head slowly. "No, I specifically booked this exact seat months ago. I need to sit there." The flight attendant came over and checked both our boarding passes. Mine was valid for 21C. His was for 23F, 3 rows back. She explained the situation politely and offered to help him find his actual seat, but he didn't move. "Then I'll just sit here instead," he said, and dropped down into the middle seat, right between me and my wife. Melissa and I exchanged glances. Liam was oblivious with his headphones on, watching some cartoon. I figured maybe the guy was just confused or having a bad day. The flight attendant suggested he move to his assigned seat, but he insisted he was fine where he was. That was weird enough, but what happened next still gives me chills. The man leaned toward my wife and said her name. "Melissa?" She turned, startled. "Do I know you?" "It's me, Tyler." My stomach dropped watching her face go completely pale. "Tyler from high school?" she whispered. "Not just high school," he said, his hands visibly shaking. "I was in love with you back then. You never knew. I tried to tell you at graduation but chickened out. I saw your Instagram post last year about this trip. Your sister tagged the dates." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. This guy was a complete stranger to me, but he was talking to my wife like they had some history. "I tracked down your flight information," he continued, his voice getting more intense. "I booked this specific seat, hoping I could finally tell you how I feel. Just once. Get it off my chest after all these years." Melissa was frozen in her seat. Liam was still watching his tablet, completely unaware of what was happening. I stood up immediately. "You're stalking my wife on our family vacation?" No, Tyler said quickly, raising his hands. "I'm not dangerous. I'm not here to cause trouble. I just needed to be honest about my feelings. I think about her every single day. I never got over her." I pressed the call button and flagged down another flight attendant. They offered to relocate Tyler to his assigned seat or another empty seat. He refused both options. "I paid for my ticket just like everyone else," he said. "I'm not bothering anyone. I'm just sitting here." Melissa finally found her voice. "You're making my entire family uncomfortable. This is inappropriate." "I know it seems crazy," Tyler said, "but I had to take this chance. What if I never see you again? What if I spend the rest of my life wondering what could have happened?" The situation was escalating. Other passengers were starting to stare. The flight attendants called for the captain. I was shaking with anger, trying to stay calm for Liam's sake. The pilot eventually came back and told Tyler he needed to move or be removed from the flight. Only then did Tyler agree to relocate, but not before pulling out a handwritten letter and trying to give it to Melissa. She wouldn't take it. "Please," he said. "I wrote down everything I wanted to say. Just read it when you get home." "No," she said firmly. "I'm married. I have a family. This needs to stop." Tyler was moved to the back of the plane. The entire row of passengers around us had witnessed the whole thing. I was still shaking with rage. Melissa cried quietly for the first hour of the flight. We reported the incident when we landed in Seattle. Airport security took our statement and found Tyler waiting at baggage claim. Turns out he had bought a return ticket on our exact same flight back to Dallas. We canceled our entire vacation, rented a car, and drove 16 hours straight back to Texas instead.